And we're live. Roll up, everybody. Gather, come and join. One man went to mow that or your guy again. I am here. I need you here with me. One man went to mow. You know how we do it. You know when we do it, and you know why we do it. We can only do it if you're here with me, so we do it together. So gather, come and join me. The session has commenced. Where are you? We're starting the session off with a nod to our cousins in the eastern quarters. Holy, holy, one man went to mow, the eagle has landed. Holy, holy.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 holy. Another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kokwanam no wow. Hey, anamakele maduche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 holy. Is another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior. Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey.
And there we are. Holy, holy, Nnamdi Kanu is their mother's savior. That is according to them. Holy, holy. As guys, I bring you this. APC crisis, crack in presidency widens as Osinbajo maintains position. So it looks as though now the once upon a time ladyboy of the Aso Roka Villa, the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, has developed a bit of a cojones, a bit of a backbone, some balls showing on once upon a time the erstwhile ladyboy. So the tea boy coming out of the kitchen is what we are hearing from Aso Rock. Still, oh no, am I going to bring you this story? Or should I not? Okay, yeah. Let me bring still the same strap line, still the same storyline, but another rendition of it. APC leadership crisis: how Oshibanjo, Attorney General Malami clashed over Governor Buni led committee. So that is another article, another piece on on the same storyline, a different storyline. I cannot waste my time begging striking doctors. Ngige talking tough, as he always is once. He knows no other way than to talk tough. And this a surprising story. We pay between 3,000 to 4,000 to Agberos every day. So this is the story now of that Agbero economy within the legal space. What this means, how it plays out, is a long-winded piece, so we'll just have to weather through it. But that is the totality of what is going to be discussed. A teaser of what is to come in the later session, in the evening session. Nigerian monarch Oni's committee to meet Obasanjo Soyinka orders over Yoruba nation agitation. So the Yoruba nation agitation now takes a royal tilt, a royal lilt. So that we will not be bringing in this session, but we'll be discussing it in sessions to come. So just to look out for that. More reasons to be subscribed and to be following, because in the evening session, Nigerian monarch or NIS committee to meet Obasanjo, Soyinka, others over Yoruba agitation. So it looks as though now all the heavyweights in that space are now on board. A final rendition of the Holy Holy song, and then we dive straight into it. Holy Holy.
My revive the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight. And they were singing out, Holy, 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 He's another Savior. They were singing out, Holy, 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 He's another Savior. Holy, 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 He's another Savior.
And there we are. Holy, holy, Odumegu Ojoko is their mother's savior. As guys, I bring you this. APC crisis, crack in presidency widens as Oshibanjo maintains position. So the developing of balls from the erstwhile T-boy in Aso Rock. APC crisis, crack in presidency widens as Oshibanjo maintains his position. So now let's now find out what muscles are being flexed here. The crack in the presidency over the chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC and Yobe State Governor Mia Malabuni has widened as Vice President Professor Yemi Oshibanjo maintained his position on the legality of the panel. Correspondents gather. President Muhammadu Buhari, who is in London, had directed Oshibanjo to take charge of the legal concerns being expressed by stakeholders following the split judgment of the Supreme Court on the Ondo State governorship election. 3 out of 7 justices of the Apex Court had punctured the legality of Buni chairing the committee, whilst 4 in the lead judgment upheld the election of Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. Oshibanjo had last weekend met with lawyers serving in the cabinet, where he reportedly advised against last Saturday's World Congress of the party. But the caretaker committee went ahead with it. Aside the issue of the World Congresses, it was also gathered that there were suggestions that 3 governors, Buni, Boyega Oyetola Osun State, and Abubakar Sani Bello Niger State, serving in the caretaker committee, should excuse themselves. An aide of the vice president told correspondents on Saturday that his boss had not shifted his position on the committee. He took an informed position after analyzing the Supreme Court judgment on the Ondo State governorship election. He has not changed that position. The vice president is very clear that we should all avoid legal trap and address the main issue raised, which is against the country's constitution and Section 17 of our party's constitution, he said. Also, a minister, whilst speaking on the matter, said most of the lawyers in the cabinet threw their weight behind the position canvassed by Osinbajo, with the exception of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami. He said, "We have two main camps in the cabinet now. Those of us supporting the position of the vice president and the Malami side. We are all awaiting the arrival of the president next week. We are hoping that the president, as a promoter of the rule of law, would end this logjam when he arrives. Our attention was not on the legality of governors serving in the party. Our attention was not on the legality of governors serving in the party until the apex court drew our attention to it. With this development, should we not amend our ways? Malami had, in his legal opinion on the matter, argued in defense of the status quo, urging the party not to. Oh, pardon me. I have a delivery man. Have you come to pick up? Yeah. Okay. Do I need to sign anything? There you go. Thank you. Cheers. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's real life in that's real life intrude in our on our grandson. I wonder what he's doing. I think he's scanning the barcode. Okay, yeah. So let's pick it up from Malami had, in his legal opinion on the matter, argued in defense of the status quo, urging the party not to give in to speculative and unsubstantiated fear regarding the status of Buni as the caretaker chairman. Correspondents reported that the disagreement amongst the governors, who are members of the party on the matter, has been resolved with a statement by their chairman and Kebbi State Governor Atiku Bagadu back in the Buni committee. Bagadu, in a statement on Thursday, argued that the judgment of the Supreme Court on the Ondo State governorship election had resolved all issues surrounding the caretaker committee and its composition. Governor Buni was appointed in acting capacity on a temporary basis to carry out and fill in the seat of the national chairman of the party pending the election of a new national chairman. This was settled conclusively that the APC caretaker committee and its composition is not in conflict with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and is consistent with provisions of the Constitution of the APC, he said. Speaking on the governor's position, a presidential aide said some of the governors that were against Buni made a U-turn when they were offered the party's structure in their states. They all agreed to support Buni irrespective of the legal issues being raised because they have been promised the party's structures in their respective states. But what they don't know is that they are building the structure on nothing, he said. What the Supreme Court said on Yobe State. So this is really what we really need to pay attention to, because we've been talking about this judgment, but I don't think we've ever really had a full rendition, never mind a full understanding of it. What Supreme Court said on Yobe Governor. The Supreme Court had, in a split judgment on July the 28th, the Supreme Court had, in a split judgment on July the 28th, upheld the election of Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State and dismissed the appeal of the PDP candidate Eyitayo Jegede for lack of any scintilla or scintilla, however you choose to pronounce that word, of lack of any scintilla of merit. Jegede and the PDP had challenged the October the 10th, 2020 governorship election and pegged their main relief on the ground that Governor Akeredolu and his deputy, Ori Mison, I'm not going to attempt the last name, were not qualified to contest the election. They contended that the signing of Akeredolu's nomination certificate by the APC caretaker committee led by Governor Buni of Yobe State was invalid based on Section 183 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 and Article 17(4) of the APC Constitution. But the majority judgment of 4 justices and the minority judgment of 3 justices concurred that Governor Buni had violated Section 183 of the Constitution, which holds that the governor shall not, during the period when he holds office, hold any other executive office or paid employment in any capacity whatsoever, as well as Article 17(4) of the APC Constitution, which holds that no officer in any organ of the party shall hold executive position in government concurrently. However, the majority judgment read by Justice Emmanuel again submitted that the contention, being one with grave consequences for the governor, involving the determination of the constitutional issue of his action, would be unfair to try in his absence. The fair trial of any such issue in his absence without joining him as a party is impossible. There is no need to stress the point that he is a necessary party to the case because the issue. Sorry, I'm going to read this paragraph and then we're going to discuss it just briefly. The fair trial of such issues in his absence without joining him as a party is impossible. There is no need to stress the point that he is a necessary party to the case because the issue upon which the appellants have predicated their case, namely the invalidity of the said exhibit itself, cannot be fairly, effectively, and conclusively determined without joining him as a party to the case again held. So let me just pause there for a moment and let's just reflect on those 2 paragraphs that we have just read. So what happened here essentially? Let me take a seat. So what is happening here essentially with this judgment is that the Jegede camp, which is the PDP contender for the Ondo State governorship space that Akeredolu contended with, they had gone to the Supreme Court to say that even he being a candidate, Akeredolu being a candidate, is invalid by reasons of his nomination form flouting the constitution both of Nigeria and of his own party, the APC. And they are predicating this upon the statutes in both the Nigerian constitution and the APC policy constitution that no serving governor can concurrently hold an executive position or a paid position outside of his position as a governor. So a governor cannot run 2 jobs, essentially, is what they are saying. So if a governor cannot run 2 jobs, then that makes Mia Malabuni's position as the APC the caretaker chairperson invalid. And if Mia Malabuni's position as the APC chairperson is invalid, then he is signing Akeredolu's nomination form for that Ondo State governorship position, that is also invalidated too. So that is the argument. So because Mia Malabuni's position is invalid constitutionally, then he signing Akeredolu's nomination form is invalid constitutionally. And if Akeredolu's form is invalid constitutionally, then he's not a candidate in the election even in the first place. So then they dismiss him. So the justices, the Supreme Court held this as true, but the only reason why Akeredolu won the case was because the Jegede camp did not include Mia Malabuni as part of the interested parties in that lawsuit. And what the justices, 4 out of 7, what they are saying is that it would be a miscarriage of justice if a key component of the case is not included as a party of the case, and the judgment is formed in absentia. So they agreed that Mayor Balabuni's position is constitutionally invalid. So that is where the crisis is within the APC. Osinbajo holds this to be true and is looking for a solution. But Malami essentially is saying that we will disregard this because we control the law. So that is where the thing is within the APC. That's just a crude summation of the positionings. So we carry on. Where should we pick it up from? Bear with me. Okay, let's pick it up from this point. Pardon me. Let's pick it up from this point. The apex court's main decision further held that the issue of the constitutionality of Buni as the caretaker committee chairman of the APC is not within the jurisdiction of the state election tribunal where the petition was commenced, expected to hear and determine petition as to whether any person has been validly elected to the office of governor or deputy. So they're saying that is even they don't jurisdictionally, not the Supreme Court, but the case itself jurisdictionally does not have the status. What does it say? The apex court's main decision further held that the issue of the constitutionality of Buni as the caretaker committee chairman of the APC was not within. So it didn't have the jurisdiction of the case and not the adjudicating justices. The jurisdiction of that case, because it is localized to Ondo State, did not have the jurisdiction to then cover that national position of the APC chairman. It's a bit complex and convoluted, but just try and stay with me as much as you can. So let's take that paragraph again. The apex court's decision further held that the issue of the constitutionality of Buni as the caretaker committee chairman of the APC is not within the jurisdiction of the state election tribunal where the petition was commenced, expected to hear and determine petition as to whether any person has been validly elected to the office of governor or deputy governor. A corollary to it is as a corollary to its finding that Article 13.3 of the APC National Executive Committee has power to create, elect, and appoint any committee it may deem necessary, desirable, or expedient, and assign to them such powers and functions as may be deemed proper. The apex court further held that let's take that entirely again as a corollary to its finding that Article 13.3 that the APC's National Executive Committee has power to create, elect, and appoint any committee it may deem necessary, desirable, or expedient, and assign to them such powers and functions as may be deemed proper. The apex court further held that being a voluntary organization, the question of who should hold offices in the party cannot be entertained by any court. Those with non-justifiable questions, courts have no jurisdiction over the internal affairs of a political party except where a statute expressly gives a court jurisdiction to deal with any internal affairs of a political party, he held. But the dissenting judgment of Justice Mary Odili, which was read by Justice Echo, allowed the appeal and dismissed the Akeredolu and APC cross appeal and declared Jegede and PDP winners of the governorship election. The dissenting justices declared that the non-joiner of Governor Buni would not occasion any substantial miscarriage of justice. So if you just bear with me, it's heavy weather, but weather it through because this is very important. So it wasn't a split judgment, but it was a narrow victory. So you had a panel of seven justices. Four went for Akeredolu, three went for Jegede. So the three that went for Jegede, you see, all of the justices they agreed that the Mayor Malabuni's position as the APC chairperson is illegal, and he then signing Akeredolu's form it invalidates Akeredolu's form as a candidate for the APC. All of the seven justices agreed to that, but the technicality that gave Akeredolu the victory was four of the justices said for that to hold, Jegede needed to have added Mr. Buni as a party to that lawsuit because he is a key component of the reasons why he is asking the court to invalidate Akeredolu. So four of the justices held that Jegede should have added Buni onto the lawsuit, but three of the justices said that that and he not so this is still the four justices. So they held that Jegede should have added Buni onto the lawsuit, and he not adding Buni onto the lawsuit, with Buni being a key component of whatever decision had to be made, then they gave that victory to Akeredolu. But three justices are saying that not adding Buni is immaterial, is not sufficient enough of a reason not to give the judgment in favor of Jegede. So these are the dissenting justices now. Three out of seven held that even irrespective, that the Jegede still gets that victory. So just have all of that understanding. And if I come back into the room and you have further questions on this, I'm happy to answer them. So the dissenting justices declared that the non-joinder of Governor Buni would not occasion any substantial miscarriage of justice, adding that his principal, the APC, was already joined in the matter. Thus, in the view of his constitutional immunity in Section 308, his joinder would rather occasion injustice to the appellants, which is Jegede and the PDP. On the principle of vicarious responsibility, I find it rather bizarre, spurious, and preposterous the contention that the non-joinder of Mia Malabuni, the governor of Yobe State, whose immunity under Section 308 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria insulates him and prohibits his rejoinder, insulates him and prohibits his joinder in any civil proceeding during his period in office as a governor, had a had vit, had vitiated the petition even when his appointer and principal had been made a party. So it's just a lot of legal talk, but at the thrust of it, I think you understand. Uh, it is an issue raising the violation or contravention of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. On this ground, I will not hesitate to dismiss offhand the contention that the appellants lack this local standi or reasonable course of action on which to found their petition, because Section 1.1 of the Constitution provides, inter alia, that the Constitution is supreme and its provision shall be binding force on all authorities or persons throughout the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The dissenting justices held that the APC did not cross appeal the adverse findings of the lower courts that it appointed Buni as the national chairman slash caretaker extraordinary convention to perform the executive function of the national chairman. The law is settled that a specific adverse finding of fact or decision not appealed remains subsisting, conclusive, and binding on the parties, including the party adversely affected by it, he said. So that is it, but it sounds quite complex and convoluted, and we can unpick it in the room when we get into the conversations of it. If there's anybody there, of course, to take on the conversation. So let me not be too presumptuous. So we go on to the next talking point. I cannot waste my time begging striking doctors. Ngige talking tough as is often his wont to do. The Minister of Labour, Chris Ngige, has said he would not waste his time meeting to dialogue with striking doctors, whilst President Muhammadu Buhari was on the Minister of Labour, Chris Ngige, has said he would not waste his time meeting to dialogue with striking doctors. While President Muhammadu Buhari was on medical vacation in London, the National Association of Resident Doctors declared an indefinite nationwide strike on August the 2nd. NARD is demanding the federal government implement the Memorandum of Understanding entered into in March 2021 on the welfare and other issues that affects its members. Ngige, in an interview with Channels Television on Friday, said he has other things to do and will not waste time meeting with striking doctors. I have other things to do. I did two conciliations again yesterday. Am I going to keep wasting time with them? Mr. Ngige said. As of the 22nd of July, they said they were happy. They were praising me, saying I am kind, I am compassionate, advising public servants in Nigeria to behave like me. Where government officials are wrong, I tell them and I give them an ultimatum and time frame to perfect whatever it is. So why do you go on strike 1 week after? He added. Mr. Ngige further said striking doctors would not get paid for the period that they are on strike. I have communicated it to the NARD. They will not receive money for the period they are on strike, and it will never count as a period of pensionable position in their career. Though Mr. Buhari has continued to enjoy good health care abroad from taxpayers' money 6 years into his regime, health workers have embarked on strikes on different occasions, demanding better welfare. So, of course, Ngige as well, I'm almost certain, enjoys his medical care abroad. So, woe betide the Nigerian person. So, this next one now, a bit of a heavy read, but this speaks to the Agbero economy. My eyes popped when I read the sums of money that is involved in that space. MC Olumo Omo, a dollar billionaire, is essentially what we're reading here. We pay between 3 to 4,000 naira to Agberos every day. The International Center for Investigative Journalism (ICIR) recently stirred the honest nest with its findings that the transport unions in Lagos make about 123 billion naira annually, levying commercial vehicle drivers, tricyclists, and motorcyclists operating in the state. The ICIR quoted the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority (LAMATA) as saying that there are at least 75,000 commercial buses in the state, with each driver paying at least 3,000 naira daily to transport unions in the state. It also said that there are no fewer than 50,000 tricycles and 37,000 motorcycles operating commercially in the state, and whilst each of the tricycles pay 1,800 naira levy daily, the tricyclists pay at least 600 naira, thereby arriving at the annual figure, which is more than the AGR of many states. Investigation conducted by Saturday Tribune showed an average full-time commercial driver in the state pays between 3 to 5,000 naira as daily levies to different units, branch, bus stops, and park managers. Findings also revealed that the number of commercial vehicles in Lagos State might have risen beyond the 75,000 quoted by Lamata, whilst the number of tricycles and motorcycles have likely reduced due to the ban on tricycles and motorcycles operating in many parts of the state. Although the administration of the state chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Mr. Musiliu, also known as MC Oluomo, has banned officials from media engagement about the activities of the union. A top member told Saturday Tribune anonymously that whilst the daily revenue is enough to make an impact on infrastructural development in the state, the money is shared amongst a lot of the unions and people. So this is what is going on. So how is that money shared? How are billions shared? So this now looks to speak to how the money is shared. Without an official response to the reported 123 billion annual revenue, Saturday Tribune tapped inside sources to seek information, and what was unearthed amounts to a web of conspiracy, culture of silence, and lack of accountability amongst leadership. Senior advisor to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on transport, Mr. Oluwatoyin Fayinka, was peeved when asked if the unions made remittances into the state coffers and if their activities were regulated in any way. I don't respond to these kind of questions, he simply said, and dismissed our correspondent. At the Lagos Island Revenue Service, Saturday Tribune was directed to the Ministry of Finance. A source told our correspondent that the Ministry of Finance is in charge of such revenues. Our taxi or ours is tax, but I know they remit some of those funds into the state coffers. As of press time, no information had come from the ministry. An executive member of the NURTWs, which is the Transport Union, however, explained how the daily income of the union is shared amongst vested interest. According to him, an average tricycle operator in the state on a daily basis parts with at least 1,500 for a ticket of 100 naira, which is printed for the national body, complete with security features. He said, we buy tickets from the state council and resell them to our members at the zonal level. Out of our weekly earnings, after deducting the cost of purchase, we pay for expenses, which includes payment of salaries of our workers and cleaners. We also pay for security. We do this every month to guarantee the safety of our members from harassment. We also pay dues to the state council. The mode of payment of dues to the state council varies. There are some dues we pay weekly, whilst others we pay them to the state every month. From these daily earnings, I don't know if our state council makes any remittances to the Lagos state government, but at that level of our union, I know we pay them and they in turn remit to the national body as a matter of obligation. So now, here is where the GBT comes in. 100 naira is printed on our ticket, but from the state council, we buy them for more than that amount. For example, a ticket of 100 naira is sold to a driver for at least 1,500 naira or more, depending on the location. Also, from the state council, 100 naira ticket is sold to the zone at an amount ranging from 500 naira. The amount it is sold depends on the type of transporter. The price varies. For instance, the amount an Okada rider would pay is quite different from a tricycle operator, whilst LT and other mini buses have different fees. The reason for this is simple. We do this to be able to cope with all the expenses. After purchasing tickets from the state council and deduct monthly dues to the state, we will also deduct salaries for security for all states, zonal, and branches executive. We collect weekly wages. So this is the thing. So they essentially buy the tickets for 1,000 naira, sell it to the transport space for 1,000. No, they buy the tickets rather for 100 naira, sell it to the transport space for 1,500 naira. So that is the economy of the Agbero, 123 billion annually, double the size of the state of most of our Nigerian states. Adale Koko, I see you. Dan, I see you. So Dan, to you first. What are you making of this Agbero economy? Are you as just as startled? I wouldn't say alarmed, but are you as startled as I am? The Agbero economy, 123 billion naira annually. They buy a ticket from the state for 100 naira and sell it to the transporters for 1,500 naira. Forget your education. Go to the bus stop and make your billions. Dan.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, Dan.
Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Please, let me first of all fight you first. I want to. Don't get me
I
wrong.
know
I
what you
want
want to. I
to.
know what you want to fight me for. What I said to VA yesterday, Abi, about your
Yeah,
back.
no, no,
Eh?
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Then we will go for that one. But let me fight you first. You spend too much time, 41 minutes for just explaining, and and people, before you know now, you will say you are run out of time, and the time is not going to be enough for us
But
anymore.
I have to
But that
present
one
what
is,
we have to present what we are talking about
of,
now. Otherwise, we will just be. What
of
else we will
course,
be doing?
yeah,
But carry
of
on.
course. But we
Okay.
just need to make,
I,
well,
I'll
yeah,
take that.
we just
Uh,
need.
Go
Okay,
on.
okay, and
One
No,
moreover,
man.
no, no.
and
Tell me what you want to say because I need the feedback. Because what you are telling me is the improvements that you would like to see on the platform. So you think the opening session is too long?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Okay.
at least you will minimize it so that people should have much time to participate on this conversation. Otherwise it will look like sometimes you always complain about the long hour, but by the
Mm.
time you call this hour, maybe this minute that you are spending for the opening speech, then maybe everything will be normal. Maybe it should not
Okay.
more than 2 hours or 3 hours. This is what I
Okay.
see then. So I'm sorry, maybe, and moreover,
No, no, no.
there's
It's
something
feedback
I see
now.
in
Don't be
you.
sorry. I should be
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
thank
there
you.
is
Yeah.
something I see in you because I can see that, Wama, you like enjoyment too. I
Who
can
told you
see
that?
that,
Who told
yeah,
you that?
because I can see it. I see now that the look at you. What I am seeing right now, if they should give you opportunity to be a president in Nigeria, I believe that you will send Nigeria.
Well, only to Oyinbo people.
Yeah, because you know why I said that.
Why?
Because you know why I said that.
Why?
Look at sometimes the way you do on this platform. Sometimes I think maybe sometimes I will always argue that, do you think that one man he was born in Nigeria? Every minute you take water, you say, excuse me, take water. I say, wait, Nigeria, maybe this one I've been
I know
awaiting.
I'm talking a lot
We in
now, so I get
Nigeria.
stretched. You look at this.
But you should
How
know
you
better that we can
how you
even
know
work
say
more than
how you
three
know say that
hours.
water?
This
How
is
are you sure? How you sure it's not
you
Ogogoro?
see.
It could be Ogogoro now. Eh?
Okay, let me go back to the topic. I just want you to smile for me.
No, thank you, thank you. It's always good to have you, Dan. So yes, but
Thank you.
do you want to start with
Yeah,
the
but
Agbero economy? 123 billion naira annually. This is what MC Oluomo is sitting on top of, and we will dismiss them as touts.
should
123 billion annually.
should I tell you something?
Mm,
The way they plan Nigeria is that the people, the people that have more power is the people that benefit in Nigeria. If you are not strong, you can't benefit in Nigeria. This is not only Lagos alone. In Edo State, this is what we are passing through. But the problem, we thank God that this current government now, Baseki, is trying to, minimize those things. Because if you look, there's someone that they call Tony Kabaka.
mm.
You know,
I know him.
those
I know
people,
him.
yeah, they make chunk of money.
Did
Do
they
you
not
know?
going to? Did they not go to bring demolish his hotel a few months
Of
ago because
course,
it
yeah.
was
This,
fighting? Yeah.
but I was. Well, but I was not happy from that hotel that they demolished. But even they say that they built the hotel in the government land, they should look on any other alternative, not
Yeah,
to
no,
destroy
no,
the
they
hotel.
wanted to punish him because he was backing the wrong people. But
Yeah,
that
of
was
course, he was backing the APC. Not that
yeah.
it's just that I want to punish him because he was backing the APC. But I was only the problem I was having, like in abroad, yeah, if you do anything bad thing, if for government to destroy the something, maybe they might collect it, they will manage it for a temporary before they might hand over it to you. They will not destroy it because because they know that for them to destroy the something, because that thing maybe it might generate revenue from that state, and now you destroy it now, then the workers there. You know what I love about white people? Only one person that you employ, they value it more than any other thing. This hotel that they destroy now, maybe they might employ like 2 to 3 workers. Then the governor, he knows that there is no people that they are working in that state. There is a lot of people unemployment, and now you are destroying the one that they are employing people. It's not,
You, you,
we are
you,
not
you
going
know,
nowhere.
you know what we call that in Yoruba land? We call it otaje. We call it otaje, enemy of progress. That is what
This
that is. That
yeah,
behavior.
yeah, because he seriously, well, I don't like the guy because the way he do things, because the way he flog market women, the way he maltreat
Is that
market women,
Kabaka?
yeah, but from just to collect us and the rest, but it's not really encouraging. But the only thing I'm just seeing there is that, but for them to destroy the hotel, seriously, it's not really what we should consider another alternative. Let me go away from Tony Kabaka and go for, you see, this Agbero of a team is the only thing, because the government, those people that in power, those people, they took the bylaw boss, they ring the election for them to come in. The only choice, or the only place that they will fix them put is this Agbero issue, because why? They don't have certificate, they don't have any qualification. So the only choice they have right now is that to fix them in that Agbero, to collecting revenue from them. That is one. And the
But
second thing,
hold on. Even you with your certificate, what is your salary? Because
yeah, but when
somebody was boasting to us just the other day that entry something for banking 1 point something million, that is 100,000 naira a month. These people are collecting 123 billion. So who is
yes,
winning?
of
This is
course,
what popped my eyes when I saw those
let
figures.
yeah. Let me tell you something. When you look very well across Nigeria, especially the South, you will see people that don't even have primary seat cert. They don't have primary seat certificate, and they are the one controlling the economy of the South, because the government allowed them. Because those are the people talk that they use. I'm sorry, not all of their talk, but some of them serve. Even the graduates now, they are even working under the people that don't even have primary C certificate. This is what is going on in Nigeria. And that one, let me just jump over it, because there is a lot of people, so that I should attend to fast,
Yeah,
so that people should see come.
just within that space still, the person that heads all the Agbero sector in Lagos State is a guy called MC Oluomo. MC Oluomo.
Exactly.
The people disparage and rubbish this guy all the time, calling him a thug and a nuisance. Every single child that this guy has is in some Ivy League American school, the most expensive education that America can afford his children. He is buying it for them. So all the best girls in Lagos, the actresses, etc., they are all his babes, but you are there with your masters and PhD, turning down your nose at somebody that can buy your own generation just from the money. So these people that are controlling vast
Of course.
fortunes is the thing.
This is this is true. There is a one interview I could advise you to watch. I think in 2000 way back in 2013 or 2016. I think 2016. When no, not 2000. I think during the time of Oshomole, 2012 or 11, something that nature. Yeah, but there is one interview. I think ITV that conveyed the interview with this man, Tony Kabaka, and this man, this former state internal revenue in Edo State. I think Osapolo, what is his name? I forgot the man name.
Yeah, no.
But they were having problem.
Yeah.
they were fighting each other. So they called them in interview from police station. He was boldly saying that, you see now, I am not yet started. Then the second people, they are killing my men. When I start killing, people will say, I'm not good, I'm not good. In the presence of the police was apologizing to them because they are the one running they don't care. They say what they want to do in the presence of police, and nothing will happen at it. So those are the things that, that's why they say the Nigeria is not going to anywhere. If you look at Nigeria now, we are not going to anywhere.
When life was ecstasy,
Who is talking?
sharing lots of love, going through the crowd. Who's that? Who's the noise maker? Hey. MC DJ, please. We are DJ man. Who's this person? Sorry. Yeah, you
No
see,
problem, I understand.
this is your people. I'm sure it's an Edo man. Oh, you carry on. Yeah?
and you want me, I believe you. Person where you never interview, you don't already conclude saying I
I
don't
see
man.
a name. A name now, Kevin in sale, and is doing. You know
I
how when I
wanted
like
to I
that.
wanted to play my song.
You wanted to play your
Okay,
song.
that is
That was
Well,
my
very, very
song.
important.
no. Wait your turn, and then you get to do that. Yeah, wait your turn, and then you get
Okay,
to do that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
So
Okay,
carry on
so
now. Yeah.
what I'm trying to say, those are the people controlling the government give them so much power that they abuse the power. Because when the person that never think that he will have even maybe local government power, then when he has state power, he will take it like, that is the sweat, and nothing is going to happen. Whatever he says stands. And moreover, let me go back to the APC issue right now. The
Okay.
APC,
Yeah.
let me tell you about the APC. What I
Did
came
you
to see,
understand any of that? Because it's a complex story, but it goes to the heart of who is going to be Nigeria's next president. So
of
yeah,
course,
let's hear your
yeah,
thoughts. Yeah.
yeah. But let me tell you something secret about APC. What I
Mm.
see now, if you look very well, the people that bring APC out is from the south. You like it or not, Tinubu, Oshiomole, my uncle, and the rest, they contribute the reason why APC, won the election, and the Amechi and the rest. But
Mm.
when you see about the Northerner today, they have jacked the party. Now, this APC of 18 now is just like a Northern party now. If you look it very well, every structure of APC now is from the north, and the north have the say over APC right now. So I don't know what to say right now, because you can see that the APC now is strong every day, is getting power in the north. Because why? They have jacked it, as they took it like it's their heritage, the way they
Mm.
say about Nigeria right now. So let me not go further from this.
No.
Let me just,
Let me hold you to that space for a moment, Dan. What you are
yeah.
saying is right. The Northerners, they have gazumped that APC party, but there's two strands to that. One, gazumping the APC party is a mistake that they are making, because if people start to see it as a northern party, then it will simply turn into CPC, which was Buhari's party, which he couldn't win an election with. And then, of
Mm,
course, all the people that feel that their own political interests will not be served within that party, they will simply move somewhere else, either to the PDP or to go and form a third first. That would diminish that party, of course, APC, and it will go back to what it is, the Buhari party. They may think that they have the government and they can continue just to write checks for themselves, but they will soon feel the weight of that mistake. So that is one angle. The second angle is this Supreme Court judgment in the Ondo case, in the Ondo governorship case, has now opened that window for the Southerners to grab that party back from the Northerners. So this is what Oshibanjo is trying to do. He is a senior lawyer. He is more of a legal luminary than Malami would ever be, and he has taken this position that the Supreme Court judgment is sacrosanct and effectively nullifies Mia Buni's position as the chairperson of that party. So he is moving to remove Buni. Malami is saying we are going to hold him in situation because we control the law. So when Buhari comes back, then he will come and be the referee. But he will say go with Buni. But if they go with Buni, anything that Buni does in that party is against the law. So this is the position. It's a very complex story, but we'll
Yeah,
see
of
how it
course.
plays
Let
out.
me tell you
Yeah,
something. When
yeah.
Buhari came, let's wait for Buhari to come from London. When
Mm.
Buhari comes from UK, I promise you, he will not do nothing. Instead, he will back them up. Because
Yes.
this is the part,
Mm.
he
Mm.
can't fight, Buhari can't fight with them. Because
Mm.
these are the only people that Buhari believe that they are on his back right now.
Mm.
You understand? He can't fight them. And I believe, you see, what they are doing to vice president the other day when you are saying this, Buhari backed them with 100%. I'm telling you.
Mm.
Do you know that even when the time that Buhari was sick, then he hand over power to the vice president Osinbajo? Do you know
Mm.
that because Osinbajo sacked DSS boss,
Mamandara.
or
Yeah,
yeah,
Mamandara.
he sacked the DSS boss? When he came back, he fixed it again. It was,
Mm.
the things is, is really like now. What Buhari will always happy when if Osinbajo take decision, maybe when Osinbajo sack the certain person and he
Mm.
replace him with the northerner, then
Mm.
Buhari will say, yeah, you did very well. But as far as from the north, he will not go to anywhere. Then the matter, in fact, when he take the decision, when he come back, he will revert the decision if he's not okay with it. And
Mm.
let me tell you something. There's something you people were saying yesterday. I wanted to come yesterday, but I said no. There's a lot of people there, but I don't want to come on. Let me
Mm.
just forget about it. By the time, let's realize that this is not. We should not fight as tribal and religion, because when we are fighting against ourselves like tribal and religious sentiment, we are not headed to anywhere, because it will not help us. Because the reason I'm saying this, yesterday they were trying to say about what Buhari, I say Buhari or Babangida, IBB General Babangida, which is
Mm.
Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. So they were trying to say, I understand he's among people that spoiled this nation, but it's
Mm.
not only him that spoiled the nation. When we want to say it, because of maybe I'm from Auchi, because Auchi person rule and is poor Nigeria, I
Who
will
is our
not.
cheap person? Who is our okay? Okay, yeah. Okay, for example. Okay, go
I'm
on.
just
Yeah.
making Islam, because if you said
Oh,
that,
okay.
because
Yeah.
even Auchi produced vice president in
Mm.
1999 during time of Abdul Salam, Mike Akigbe. But we are not
Okay.
going there. You understand? So we should let that go away. But what I'm trying to say, I'm just making instance. If maybe I'm from Auchi, maybe Auchi person did bad thing, then because I believe that we are the same tribe, I want to hide it. Then I will try to point Yoruba person that commit nuisance. And that is, we can't go to anywhere from it. Because the reason I say that, people, I didn't mention someone's name, please don't get me wrong. People were trying
What
to
is wrong
say,
with you? Mention
no,
them
no, no,
now
no,
if you
no,
know them.
no, I don't want to
Are you
mention,
are
because
you are you scared? Are you scared?
no, of course, seriously, not that I'm scared, but it's
Oh
just
no
that,
no. Carry on. Yeah.
let peace reign. You understand? Not that I'm scared of anyone, but better you let peace reign. Yeah, you understand? So what I'm trying to say is that people were trying to paint use bad
Tribal
brush,
ethnicity.
yeah,
Yeah.
bad brush to paint Ibrahim. Only him that commit all the old news. But let me
No,
tell you the fact.
not be from your side they marry. Not from your side they marry now.
No, no
IBB.
marry from, no. I'm not from Delta State.
Mariam.
For marry.
No be your people be
No, no, no,
Mariam.
no, 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 no. Not Delta. Yeah, but when in time of Midwest, yeah, we are together. But it's from Delta.
So you are really defending your home girl. This is what you are doing.
No, 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 no,
Eh?
no. I'm not defending anyone. Let me tell you something. I'm not. If you should say so, these people, the woman she married is the one that Igbo people, they are from Ikwere. This is the part of people Igbo say they are from. Those people they are from Igbo. And
Okay.
not that I'm defending anyone here, but I'm trying to make illustration here. Like the person that really caused the problem we are right now is Aguiyi Rosin. Is the one that destroyed a regional government. when we
All
want to
right.
say something, we should measure all of them. We should not just go from the one that we know that is not ours. We are trying to pen the rest because Aguiyi Racing is the one that do make everything, let the
All
power come
right.
from them.
Yeah. Taking us back. You say you should have come on yesterday to make this point. Then people are taking
Yeah,
you on. But
yeah, I'm
go on.
listening.
No, no, make your point. I was going to take you
Okay,
to the next story, but make your final point. Yeah.
okay. The reason I'm telling you right now is that when we want to judge something, we should not put it on one side. We should just be honest, and so that we can be liberate all of us. Because even when I watched that interview, most of the things that he said, it was important because he said Nigeria should go back to regional government. He said that because he said, but people don't, he don't know why people don't want to. He even said that he said this, Nigeria economy, there should not be, you can't give power to just only one person to be producing cement in Nigeria. It's not done that way. He said the government are the problem of Nigeria economy, and I agree with him. How can you just give license to one person to produce cement in Nigeria when you know that there is a lot of people to produce cement? Ibeto is there. I'm not supporting anyone. I'm just telling you, Ibeto is there. Some people in Yoruba that can produce cement too. And why do you give it to only the northerner? And he said that that is not the best way to go. And that is true. He believed that you devote the power. So
Mm.
when someone, even Percy was wicked and he tried to say something that is
Um.
nice, let's
Do,
buy
do
the
you know?
idea that
Do you know? Have you heard of a guy called Gideon Oka? Gideon Oka.
Gideoka. Not really,
Yeah.
but you
This
can
is one
tell
of
me.
the people. This is one of the people that this Babangida killed. Delegiwa, of course, you heard he killed him.
I know that, yeah, I know that.
Mama Vasta, he killed him. There was a time that he dropped a plane full of young army officers that he felt were trying to move against him. He dropped that plane from the skies, killed quite a mass number of people. Students killed just brutally. So this guy, it was a, is a brutal killer. This Babangida,
Of course,
a
but yeah,
brutal
of course,
killer.
I agree. I quite agree with you, 100%.
Countless students
Yeah,
were killed
but
during
when you
this.
saying about
Countless
this one,
students.
yeah, when you said what you are
They
saying now
destroyed
is true.
democracy in the
You are,
country, destroyed
yeah,
the
you are,
economy, destroyed human lives, destroyed everything.
yeah. What you are
He's
saying
an
now,
evil man,
I totally,
this
I
Babangida.
totally agree with you. Not that I'm supporting him. I'm not
Mm.
supporting him. But when we want to fight, when you want to justify, then let's justify everyone. When you talk about the Babangida killed so much people, and even Obasanjo, do you know how many people he killed? He went to OD, he finished everyone.
Who
You
told you
know,
that? Who
those,
told you that? Who told you that?
what are you not telling me?
Huh?
1999, why you they talk lang?
Huh?
1999, what Obasanjo do?
I don't know that one.
We
No.
there
Now you
you
they
now.
talk more. Now you they talk
Go check
I don't know that
history
one.
of
Huh?
OD. You know what Obasanjo do OD? Wait, go check and there is on YouTube. No, see, I like Obasanjo. I don't have problem with Obasanjo. You understand? The only person I even trust that he can make things work is Obasanjo.
Mm.
And the end of it, it failed woefully. But I don't think, but now I know if you ask Obasanjo, he will be regretting. He could have changed this law. He
I
could
agree
have go
with you.
back to,
It was a failure because I agree with you that he had the best opportunity to make the real changes that that country needed, but he didn't have the courage to do it. But let
to
me take you to the labor union space. The labor union minister, the minister of labor, Chris Ngige, is telling the doctors to go and swivel because they are insisting that this they stick with the term and they abide by the terms of their agreement with the government. So it's telling them that if they go on strike, it will not pay them salaries and it's going to void their strike period of their pension entitlements, etc. So he is talking tough, but all the doctors are requiring, all they are striking for is that the government abide by an agreement that they came to with the government. So this Christian Gige again just acting bullish when soft hands are needed. So what are your thoughts on that? the
Yeah,
striking doctors.
yesterday I watching in Politics of Today in live in Channel Television
Mm,
when they were interviewing him.
mm,
He will even makes a statement that why is it Nigeria going to abroad to go and take medical checkup? Everything
you're
is
right.
here. So the man asked you, do you mean everything? He said, not really, because you can't. He said you can't take America because at least we have a lot. I said, what are you saying? You say everything
The
now, but you are
interviewer should have
coming.
slapped him.
You understand?
Well,
So what I'm trying to tell you is that you see Prince Ngige, Prince Ngige. What I see
mm,
about him is that he's a controversial man. He don't stay for you. Because even when he was saying it, I wish I have opportunity. I could have asked him, is your family taking medical checkup in Nigeria? And moreover, you see the reason that they don't want to pay I don't know about Buhari. Those government, if maybe they just came to steal, they don't want to adapt. The other day, the student union strike for over 1 year, and now do you know that they are still saying that they want to strike? And now the agreement now, the government are still, they didn't even fulfill their own bargain. Now they are still planning to strike again. And the doctor, when they came back, it's not yet. The thing is that they don't want to pay these people. And I think Nigeria, we are not going to anywhere. For we to measure that Nigeria, we should move forward. This power, this doctor, it should not be in a federal list. It should be even local government should be having doctor on their own, which is they control the doctor and they control everything about it. It should not be federalist because sickness is everywhere. So when you say you want to leave this for what is they call it? This is 58 item exclusive list. Those things
mm,
they should remove them because those things they are the people, even the lowest people, even the local government should be handling this thing. I can imagine
mm.
federal government say they are the one, even school, they are the one they can give access to school or not. This is not going anywhere. It will not work.
Oh,
This is
oh.
why I'm always saying that. This is why I always say we should just know what we want. Can we fight one thing? We should go back to regional
No, we have
government.
to fight
Let's
everything,
settle.
but the one thing that we should fight is that constitution because everything that we discuss
Lies there.
on here is in that constitution and is telling us that it is not fit for purpose. You are talking
This is
about
the
the
problem.
federal exclusive list, and that federal exclusive list in itself is the epicenter of all of the problems that we have.
Scale
You know,
is just
so
the big problem to Nigeria.
let me just give you an example. There's a road, people are dying on that road every day. The state government can fix it, but they cannot fix it because it is
Because they
federal
say
road.
because it's a federal road.
And the
This is
federal
what is
government
happening
and the
everywhere.
federal government will not fix it because they will say they don't have the budget for it. And tomorrow another person dies. The day after another person dies. All because of that, it's just a flawed constitution. But I thank you, Dan. Stay with us. Let's go to Ajahn Lekoko, who has been patiently waiting for his turn. Hopefully, still there. Ajahn Lekoko, good to have you. So the Agbero economy. I think you and I we should start wearing ripped jeans and going to the bus stops in Oshodi. That is where the money is. Agbero economy, 123 billion naira annually. Can you believe that?
Woman, how are you today?
I'm all right. I was all right until I saw the Agbero economy, and I was thinking maybe I should buy my plane to Lagos and wear, face cap back to front as a kilo sheleme, yeah. Yeah, find an Agbero voice and go and collect billions. MC one man. But
Mm.
Agbero economy, what are you making of it?
Uh, it's sad, when that amount, 128 billion naira,
120,
right?
123, yeah. But still, yeah.
Annually.
Yes.
And the Tribune really went around to carry out their investigation as
Mm,
per how much those transporters paid and multiply it with how many vehicles they have and stuff like that. And they came up with that figure. That figure is shocking. You see, we have what we have in our state, across Nigeria, state-sponsored Agberos,
Mm.
state-sponsored thugs, state-sponsored criminals. That is what that tells me. State-sponsored Agberos, state-sponsored thugs, state-sponsored criminals. That is what our governors created enabling environment for to flourish in our state, particularly Lagos State. Let me concentrate on Lagos State now.
Mm.
You see, the godfather of those Agberos,
MC.
the godfather of them, their
Mm.
strong backer,
Mm.
Bola Tinubu.
Okay, yes, the daddy of them all.
Yeah, that is what Bola Tinubu has given to Lagos State. And that is why they don't want to leave that power. That is why he wants to remain and control that state forever. He uses those Agbero, those thugs, those criminals to disrupt election processes and to, win the election all the time. They scared people. They go and carry ballot boxes where they know they don't have strength to win. They will go and kill people there. They will go and disrupt the voting and disrupt the election in some areas in Lagos that they know they cannot win. And they rig the election. That is what they've been doing. And that is why they will never serve the populace, because they are in that position of authority to be responsible to what people want them to do. They don't believe in the vote of people. They believe that they have the thugs, the criminals, the Agbero that will win the election for them. And that is why they allow the Agbero business to flourish. That's why they allow the Agbero business, to grow tremendously since 1999 that they assumed office in Lagos. And that is their power. That is their strength. That is what they use to win election all the time, and not the vote of the people. And the more that and another Agberos that they use, another criminals that they use is the police. They use the police department, the police force in Lagos to back the Agbero to conduct that business. So what we have in Lagos with regards to the people in power in Lagos is a complete fraud, sham, complete fraud. And they will never give anything good for the people of Lagos. All they will do all the time is to continue looting the resources of Lagos State. They have been looting it since 1999 up to date, and they will never stop looting it. Lagos State, as it is, all the hospitals does not have adequate equipment to make them deliver the best health services to the people of Lagos State. They don't have the schools doesn't have
You know what
best,
I find
best.
shocking, Adanle Koko, just to interrupt you a little bit, just two elements. That 123 billion naira is more than the economy of at least two-thirds of Nigerian states. So their annual budget is easily exceeded by just that agro economy in Lagos State. But what particularly struck me is just how the money is made in that space. They buy the tickets from the local government, from whoever, from the state government for 100 naira a ticket, and then they sell it depending on location. So let's say, for instance, let's say Mushin, which might be a high premium location, they'll sell that for 1.5. In some lower thing, let's say in Badagry, which might be a lower, they sell that for 1,000. But however and whatever, they are buying something for 100 naira. The face value on the ticket is 100 naira, and they are selling it onto the transporters, onto the bus drivers, etc., for 1,005. What else other than a license to print money is that? Is that not a license to print money?
I think you are right.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think you are right. It's
yeah.
what what kind of business can you do that will be more
You're
uh
wearing suit. You are saying
profitable?
you're a banker. Well, go
Uh,
and be banking now. With me,
uh,
I'm an
what
Agbero, but
what
if you need money,
what
come and talk to me. Have we lost your Ajan Lekogo?
what kind of business can you run that be more profitable than that? There's no business. Even the Dangotes, I'm not sure if they. Good morning. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if Dangotes make
Do,
such
do,
profit.
do you want me to give you a moment, or do you want to attend to something?
Okay, I'm good. Let me continue.
Okay,
So
carry on. Yeah.
Dangotes, I'm not sure is making such profit in his business. So you see, they have destroyed that state completely. But people, I hope they will stand up to take their state. I mean, Lagosians, I hope they will stand up to take their state back from this criminal. Bola Tinubu does not mean well for
It's
Lagos
almost
State.
impossible to take. Do you know how long Bode George has been? This guy almost in anytime you see Bode George on the screens, is almost in tears as to what is going on in Lagos State. That nobody seems to have the capacity to rescue that state. Everybody knows what is going on, but nobody has the capacity to rescue that state from Tinubu. It just has a complete and total stranglehold on that state.
I have told
Lagos will
you
never be rescued from that guy ever.
it's going to be rescued. In the next election, they will take it from them because people have seen it clearly now that you know um, they are failure and the economic hardship on the people and the politics of APC. APC have really disappointed a lot of people. So they are going to, struggle to keep Lagos State the way I see it in the next election. So we have university graduates. They didn't design any program for university graduate, to um, um, be successful, but for Agbero, because the Agberos are the ones that win elections for them all the time. So they don't usually win the election. They always use the Agbero and the talks to win the election and rig the election. So, but you know, it's I'm happy that Tribune have done this,
And
and
Tribune, of course, a senior. I mean, that you don't get more authentic than that's just the go-to if you want to know what is going on. Tribune.
so I'm happy that Tribune it's Tribune that did it. This is Yoruba own newspaper.
Yeah, Ibadan based.
Ibadan based. So it's Awolowo's own newspaper.
Mm.
Um, so so they can't say that it's a vanguard from the south. I mean, from Edo or this thing, or they cannot say it's another this thing, another paper from another region of the country. So it's Tribune. Tribune is a reliable newspaper. It's the only surviving newspaper that survived from the colonial days. So it's the reputable is there. And if they have anything against Tribune, if Tribune is lying, they should sue Tribune to court and let us
Yes.
go from there. But I bet you they're not going to sue Tribune to court. They won't be able to do that because they have been exposed. And I hope that PDP will jump on this and start making noise about this thing so that the Lagosians can really come to their senses. I believe Lagosians have come to their senses because a lot of Lagosians, the indigenous, I'm not talking of the residents, the indigenous of Lagos they have been speaking this. They have been talking about it. I hope you know one guy
Balogun Eko.
Balogun of Eko.
Yes.
You know that guy in
Yeah,
London.
of course. Yes.
Yeah, he has really exposed them in so many ways with facts. Not he didn't just doing it. It wasn't. It's not just doing it just to tarnish their immediate image, but he always come online, bring out the fact, and let Lagosians, see what is going on. Look, if you go, I went to Lagos last year. Lagos Island that we know that, is the residence of real Lagosian. We are not talking about Mushin or other part. The Lagos Island where all the powers in Lagos, those the Fernandez, the Okoya,
yes.
and the Salvadors, and the Gomez, and all sort of them in Lagos. That is where they came out from, the Lagos Island. It looked like slum. It looked like slum. I couldn't believe it. I said, really? Even my sister that lives in Lagos, he was saying, I will be Lagos Island. Look at how Lagos Island look like. Somebody in Nigeria was expressing shock too. So these people have really destroyed Lagos. They have not done anything. You go to hospitals, you don't have the best services there. You go to school, you see school roof is open up, leaking from the roof when it rains. Student kills in the school when it's raining and the roof is leaking. Rain is leaking into their classes. So roads are bad. What have they done? Water is not flowing. They have the responsibility to provide pipe-borne water. Pipe-borne water is not flowing. So what have they done to the people? But they will not allow people to vote in the time of election. They will send thugs out. They will send these Agberos out. They will send all their criminals out and be back with police to disrupt the election, and they will rig the election, and that is how they retain power. But they will face the challenge this time around. It's going to be very hard for them because this Yoruba Nation agitators, they are all over Lagos State now. They disrupted them the last time when they carried the campaign there. They didn't let it happen because they knew that would be the end of their administration in Lagos. They would
Do
have
you know,
clearly.
Adale Koko, do you know the size of Lagos economy, of Lagos State's economy? Lagos State
Lagos State,
is a 79 point something billion American dollars economy. This is per annum. So 79 point something billion economy. So do you see the impact? And that's an annual. That's the annual earnings, by the way. So do you see the impact of 70, almost $80 billion in that Lagos state with your visit? Do you see the impact of does it reflect an economy of that size? What you saw when you visited?
No, you cannot see it. No. What you see is, you know, it's.
Ramshackle.
I mean, it's so disappointing. That is the way I can describe it. It's so disappointing. Everywhere you go,
Okay.
you go, you know, it's that country. I don't know. Those people in power are really, they are punishing our people right there. They are punishing them, and they are wicked people. They are wicked leaders that are in charge of power in that country, particularly
Okay.
that Lagos state.
Let's leave the Lagos state and the street Agberos to one side and go to the Agberos in the echelons. So the goings on in the APC party, this Mia Malabuni situation, it's opening a window to rescue that party, I think, from the clutches of the Malamis. But it looks as though they are fighting hard. Yemi Oshibajo leading the charge to rescue the party from Malami. But what do you think is going on? Osinbajo, Malami, Buni, with Buhari still in London coming back to play referee. So how do you think that is? What do you think is playing there, and how do you think it will play out?
Well, Oshibajo is a constitutional lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
and he understands what the Constitution says concerning the party structure and the judgment of Supreme Court. But Malami,
Uthman Danfodio University. Yeah, that's where he went to. Uthman Danfodio University. Osinbajo, of course, Unilag, internationally educated, versus Uthman Danfodio University. They are fighting constitution.
Malami, by his conduct and the way he managed that office of the Attorney General, has always not following the law, not following the rule of law. He has, if you remember, when they set up what is this thing called in Yoruba land? This Amotekun. He kicked against this. So everything that he represents it for a purpose, and not for, you know, for the good of Nigerians in terms of managing the constitution very well. He doesn't manage the constitution of Nigeria. He's the manager of the constitution. He's in charge, you know, to guide the government on how to follow the rule of law. But he doesn't believe, he is appointed there not to guide them to follow the rule of law, but rather to follow the rule of man.
Yeah, to
and
serve,
who is that
serve
man?
sectarian interest.
Yes. What is that man? Who is that man? Buhari.
Malam Buhari, yes.
And that is why you couldn't listen to Osinbajo, who is a senior partner, who is both of them read law, but one is senior than the other. Is a senior partner I mean, in law. Osinbajo senior him in everything.
Osinbajo is a senior advocate of Nigeria, as is Abubakar Malami. But
Yeah,
Osinbajo is also a university professor, a constitutional lawyer, and it comes from a long history of law. So we are not
yeah,
comparing like for like. He's not
yeah,
even a student when it comes to Osinbajo. This person arguing with him.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Osinbajo is a senior partner.
Mm.
He got the sign before him, so that make him a senior partner. So he could be the attorney general. He attained the attorney general. I mean, the attorney general position is what gave him the sign. It's
Mm.
not his how long he has been
Or
in
the or the cases he has won
or the
or
cases
have.
he has won.
Mm.
No, it was the goodness of that office that is holding that gave him that title of son. So um, he is there for follow the rule of man, not the rule of law. And that man that is following his rule is Buhari, and that is why he is waiting for Buhari to come and give him direction. It's not to him. He believe is not responsible to Osinbajo. He believe Osinbajo cannot give him his instruction, or Osinbajo cannot guide him because he believe he didn't appoint him in the first place, and they have an agenda they are pursuing with Buhari. So Buhari is the only one that can tell him what to do. But the constitution is clear. The judgment is clear. What the judgment says is that this guy, the Malabuni, or what is his name, the
Me,
Zamfara
me,
state governor,
me,
who
aba, yeah, Yobe, me and Malabuni.
Balabuli, who is the temporary chairman of their party, contravenes the law by holding those two positions. You cannot be the state governor, and at the same time, you are conducting another business that is different from what people elected you for. So the judgment is very clear. If Buhari comes and tell them to still have Malabuni there, well, that would be a good thing for PDP. So it's going to be a good thing for PDP
Because
because PDP,
the thing is, what the Supreme Court judge said is that Myanmar Labuni being the chairperson of APC both contravenes and contradicts the Nigerian constitution and even the APC constitution. So there is no wiggle room, and all of the judges agreed on this. They just disagreed on its application to the specificity of the Jegede Akeredolu case, but they all agreed that his position. So, what argument does Malami have to say this guy continues in situation? Because they say in Nigeria that after the Supreme Court, it is only God that can rescue you. So the Supreme Court has said he's unconstitutional. So how is he hoping to force this one through?
well, I have told you, there's nothing, the judgment does not matter to him. What matters to him is the instruction from the president. He is
From that,
serving the president and not the state. But the constitution, by constitution, is supposed to be serving the state because that position is a position of attorney general. I mean, the position of attorney general is to implement strictly what the constitution says and not what any other person says. So it's not following the rule. I mean, it's not following the constitution, but rather his boss is waiting for his boss. The judgment of the Supreme Court would have been in favor of Jegede if PDP has included the name of
of Buni,
Malabuni in the
yes.
suit. That is what failed PDP.
Let me just take you to the future, Ajanle Koko, because the danger that this portends for the future is that now that we have this as a situation, any future decisions that are made by Malabuni, any and everybody will simply go to the court and have it voided. So whoever he then nominates or who he signs off as their presidential candidate, all the PDP has to do then is to just go and void that person at the court, because the court has already said that it doesn't have the local standi, or however they term it, to make those decisions. So he has to be removed. There is no other way. So I kind of, and all this dilly dallying is just time wasting, because there's nothing that can be done other than to remove that guy, or he resigns as the Yobe State governor and then takes that position substantively. So those are the two options available to them.
Yeah, you are right. Those are the two options. But I believe maybe, you know, uh, uh, I want to believe that Buhari will let him go as the chairman of the party. Otherwise, just like you said,
You mean will resign him? I think he will, I think
yeah,
Buhari will back Osinbajo on this one.
yeah, I believe we will let him go because what they are going to suffer is going to be very disastrous for them if he remains there as the chairman and at the same time the governor of the state.
Yobe State.
Yeah. So the attorney general it's a disaster that we have somebody like that as attorney general of Nigeria. So, but you know, they have their game. Their game is to fulanize Nigeria.
And is it not refreshing to see Yemi Osinbajo showing a bit of backbone at last? We come here to mock him every day, calling him lady boy, T-boy, etc. But it looks as though he's taking off that address that they put on him and is putting on a proper suit now. So the manning up of Yemi Osinbajo, he's found his mojo back.
Yeah, I don't think Osinbajo is such a man that can be pushed around, but is in a position where, as a vice president, you cannot show strength when the president is alive. So you have to follow the president on anything that he wants to do because he's the boss.
Obaku.
Yeah, he's the boss. You have to follow him so that there won't be conflict, within the circle. So that's the way it works. He cannot be too confrontational. He could advise the president. It's left for the president to take his advice or throw it out of the window. Yeah. So, but Osinbajo cannot do more than what he's doing. It's just following the rule of the game. And the rule of the game is that he has to work with the president. So we can mock him from outside. We can do whatever we want to, but if we really want to be reasonable and really want to follow what the Constitution says, it's just a partner and it's a junior partner. So the senior partner is Buhari. So junior partner cannot. It doesn't have that constitutional power to downplay or downgrade
or override. Yeah.
Or to override. So that is what I can say about him. He's just doing what the Constitution asks him to do.
Okay, Ajanle Koko, let me quickly take you to the labor space. The Chris Ngige talking tough and blowing hard, threatening to not to pay the doctors and to deduct their period of strike from their pension emoluments, etc. So this guy now taking a confrontational stance. And what are the doctors striking about? They are striking to say that they have to the government has to follow through on an agreement that they had already reached with the government. So they are not actually striking even for new positions. They are striking for the actions being taken, for the government to take actions on already agreed positions. So this Chris Ngige, always bullish in his manner, this is not the first time that something that needed like a soft glove, he takes like a sledgehammer to it. So Chris Ngige and the doctors are Ajanle Koko.
It's a shame that we have such a man as the what is the position he's occupying?
It's the
Labor minister.
minister. Yeah.
Yes. So I think what he's doing is an act of foolishness. Absolute foolishness of him. He is a medical doctor on his own. He's a medical doctor, and you will hope that somebody who is a medical doctor will understand better what people in medical field are going through. But one thing about our people is that when they are in position of authority and they're enjoying the luxury in that position, they don't think right. And that is why he's acting the way he's acting. This is agreement you have reached with those people. You reach the agreement with them, but you don't want to implement the agreement that you signed with them. You don't want to implement it just because of one stupid reason or the other. So it's a shame
It's
that
power
person is
show, isn't
occupying
it?
that position.
And what is doing is power show, isn't it, Ajane Koko? And what is doing by this position, this posturing that is doing, what he's doing essentially is lining up the next set of strike actions by these doctors. Because if he doesn't pay them for the period that they're striking, and he tries to deduct that period from their pension entitlement, then of course they will strike again over that as an issue. So he's essentially teeing up the next strike action, just so like a brainless action, trying to show a macho. He wants to be alpha male. Meaning, if you want to be alpha male, why don't you go and run for president? What is wrong with that guy?
I mean, you can imagine he's strengthening them. He's threatening those people that you fail to thank you. So he's threatening them. I can't just imagine. He's a medical doctor. These people in medical field, you sign agreement with them. You don't want to implement the agreement, and you are threatening them. He's just a very foolish man. And that nation is suffering from how do I say? They don't have enough medical practitioner, medical
Brain
doctor.
drain, as soon as they finish their degree, they are doing that little exam to get into America, that little exam to get into the UK, and the way they go, they are. My own doctor here is a Yoruba man, and the doctors I've lived from Edgware all the way to Kent, and every single doctor that I've had has been Nigerian. I think I've just had one Jewish doctor, so they're all in UK, US, and why would they not be in UK, US when they are being treated in that way that we're seeing?
And the medical doctors are moving out of the country at an alarming rate every day. And what it means when they're on strike is that a lot of people will lose their life because people that are sick, people that need urgent attention, people that need emergency services will be taken to hospital and nobody to take care of them, and they will die.
Just as an aside, and just a quick comment on this, do you actually think doctors should be entitled to strike just to that Hippocratic oath or whatever it is that they take?
They should
No,
in that kind of country.
I don't think they should.
Hold on. I will explain to you.
I don't think doctors and policemen should be allowed legally
let
to
me
strike.
Tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Because their jobs are too important.
Okay, let me tell you why they should in our home country, is that useless country that you call your country. Let me tell you why. Why is that if they make a law that they cannot go on strike, that means the people in power will not give them what they deserve, and they will die in penury. This is not, look, in advanced country where we live here, Agreement is agreement. Once you sign agreement, you have to fulfill it. But it's not like that. Look at what Ngige is doing. He signed agreement with them. He didn't want to pay them. He didn't want to fulfill his own side of agreement, and he's bullying them. So he cannot work in that side in that side of the world where we call that useless country. So this is what they do.
The Zoological Republic, according to Kano, the Zoological Republic.
Zoological. Let me tell you, that country is a dead country. It's just existing. It's dead already. Look, many of these doctors that you are seeing uses their own personal car to do kabu kabu so that they can make ends meet for their family.
Dr. Uber, yes.
Dr. Uber. They do kabu kabu.
Yes.
In the hospitals that this stupid man doesn't want to pay them. If you know what this doctor go through in the hospital, sometimes they will use the flashlight on their phone to work, to carry out operation or this thing, or lantern when there's no light. This bastard is a doctor. This foolish Ngige you are talking about is a doctor himself by profession. But look at the way he's treating his colleagues just because he's in power. He's in power. But he doesn't want to look at the hazards that these people go through every day. They are the one in the front line treating the COVID patient. A lot of them have died too that contracted COVID. A lot of nurses have died, contracted COVID. But they didn't want to pay them. He wanted to continue working and don't get paid. Hazardous allowance, they don't want to pay it. They don't want to pay nothing. They don't want to.
I think that is one of the points that they are striking on. Hazardous hazard allowance. Yeah.
This hazard allowance. Look, these people, the doctors are facing hell in that country. These are the educated people. These are people that attended, maybe spent about 11 years in the college. Some that went for specialist school, that are surgeon, they spend more than that. And they
even the expense of training those people is a huge spend to.
It's the most expensive course that you can pursue in university.
Yes, extremely.
And look at the way their country is treating them. Is that a country that you want to vouch for? Is that a country you want to put your neck for?
Oh, all right.
Obviously, no.
Thank you, Ajale Koko. For reasons of time, stay with us just for as long as you can. So, Ajale Koko, you can feel the passion, and I think that passion is pretty much shared by all of us. Is that passion shared by?
Let me say, good afternoon to my sister Celis B. She looked like
the Queen of England.
No, Miriam. What the first lady? Like Miriam Abacha. It looked like Miriam Abacha. She looked like Miriam Babangida. She looked like those first lady that we had in the past. Look at her. Look at the way she dressed. What is going on, our sister?
I don't know who it was, you or engineer. As soon as you see a female, you get excited.
No. We have to compliment what we see now. Course, look at her in a palatial place there.
Celibis is one of those people that we call posh people. These are posh people. They've come to slum it with the rest of us in the ghettos. All right. Thank you, Ajale Koko. Stay with us just for as long as you can. So, Kingsley, good to see you. Nice to have you, Kingsley. So to the talking point, can you unmute yourself, Kingsley? So there you are. So to the talking point, the goings on in our APC, horns locked between Yemi Osinbajo, SAN law professor, and Abubakar Malami, SAN Uthman Danfodio. So those two are battling it out as to constitutionality. So what is playing out there? Chris Ngige are talking tough to the doctors, even though they are only asking for what was already agreed. And the Agberos economy in Lagos, $123 billion naira annually, double the size of most of the state budgets in Nigeria. So, to all of that, good to see you, Kingsley. Kingsley, to
Thank you
you.
very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Like like I normally say, Nigeria is a drama. Every day we come out to see another aspect of it. Where there shouldn't be any issues, we are seeing issues. The first is that Malami doesn't recognize Osinbajo as the vice president. He just believes he's just there for ceremonial reasons. Malami is working for Babangida. Buhari. He's working for Buhari. So, and any other command is just not a command. So, when you work with people, when you look at people, their antecedents in the past and what they have done in the past, you tend to understand their reasoning, where they are coming from, what they are doing. These guys came into office to conquer Nigeria. And you know the Suda system, they don't take orders from any other person apart from their leader. And if Osibanjo could make a law in the Constitution that what do you want others to do? Look, we are not kids in that country. We understand what is going on. We know that these people, they are bent on achieving their target. Look, one thing I like Fulani for, many people are going to cut my head. One thing I like them for is that they don't go back on their plans. It might take years, it might take centuries, but little by little, they try to achieve what they have set to do. And they felt this is the best time they can achieve it. So Osinbajo and Malamu is just, it's a drama. Everybody knows that Osinbajo is right, but most of the judges who you will see, let it go to court again. You will see what will happen. If they know that they can't get it in court, when Buhari comes back, they will find a way to dismiss everything. He wouldn't want to paint his
But what
person
way? Because
black,
I'm
and he
struggling.
wouldn't.
Sorry.
Instead, he will just say, "Okay, let's settle it. It's a family stuff." How can you come to a country you are talking about a family stuff? That is one thing that I don't understand. That is number one. So for that, Osinbajo is right. The man shouldn't have
Yeah,
held
but
two positions.
how can you hear me, Kingsley?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I was just going to
I can
ask
hear
how
you.
are no, I was going to ask how are they going to force their will on this one because the Supreme Court has made a pronouncement, and then once the position is taken by the Supreme Court, that is sacrosanct within the Nigerian space. There is no all you can do is to appeal to the Supreme Court to review that position, but you cannot vary it, you cannot change it, you cannot amend it, you cannot do anything to it. And if the Supreme Court, all of the seven judges agree that Mia Malaboli's position contravenes the Constitution and APC's policy, how then are they going to continue to foist him onto that space? How what legal footing would they have? Because any decision that he makes then is almost voided by the moment somebody takes a court challenge against it. So, what do you think their play is in that particular space? What do you think they are hoping to do? What is their game?
Okay, I'm going to answer this way. What in the legal sense, what legal argument does Buhari have to suspend or not in a real
No,
country?
no,
What
no,
legal right
no, no,
does
no,
he
no.
have?
They said he did not declare his assets, and there was some illegal monies found in his account.
Is
So
this
foreign
man
foreign
the
account.
man then? Has he declared his access? Have they probed him? My brother, these people they know how they play this game. They
Okay,
know
it'll
how
be
they
interesting
test
to see
water.
how they
We
play this
all,
one.
yeah, we have to
You
see
know
how they play it. But wait,
you
when
know. Oh, sorry, Kingsley, to interrupt you. You know why I'm being a bit bullish on this one? It's because Yemi Osinbajo is being bullish on this one, and Yemi Osinbajo is a senior lawyer, and he has looked at it and he said, "No, this there's no way out of this other than for this guy to step down." He has invited all of the lawyers in the APC cabinet, Lai Mohammed, Kiyamo, Fashola, they have all had a look at it and they have all said that no, this is binding and really Buni's position is not tenable. But the one lone voice from Utman Damfodio is telling us that no, that Buni will continue. So how that plays out will be interesting to see. It's just really a point of
how
law,
that
I think. Yeah.
plays out is that they will say it's a family stuff that they are going to settle it internally. Why we look, the less we see. That is how they
Mm.
normally do their things, my brother.
Abracadabra,
See,
Abi.
we know that the right thing, yes, yes, they will come up. It's a family thing. We have to settle it internally. This, that, blue bullshit, and all whatnot. Then Nigerians won't talk. We can't talk. We are onlookers. So that is what we see in all this. They will find a way to do it their own way. But if they still have a shame in that country and they still have a reputation to protect, they should go with the Supreme Court. And remember, they control the Supreme Court. We are running a monarchical system of government. Forget about whatever we tend to call it. We are running a monarchical system of government whereby Buhari is the head. So that is what is happening. So, my brother, look,
Oh, oh,
to be frank with you, I'm tired of that country. I wouldn't lie
okay.
to you. There is nothing
Uh,
that happened in that country. There is nothing that happens that comes as a surprise to me. There is
okay.
nothing because I
Kingsley,
know.
Kingsley, I will tell you somebody that is not tired of that country, and that person is MC Oluomo, who sits as the president of the Agberos in Lagos State. 124 billion reasons why he's not tired. That is the economy of the Agberos in Lagos. I almost fell off my seat when I saw the 123 billion naira, the economy of the Agberos. What says you, Kingsley? Do you want to do you want to sell all your suits and go and buy yourself jeans and t-shirts and let's go and do Agbero business?
My brother, that the money they told you is what they want you to know. So if they tell you it's 123, know that it's more than that. That is the
Mm.
declared one. All of us know what thing they happen now. So that is the declared one. So it's more than that. That is why they are ready to die for Tinubu, because it is enriching them. So that is why, look, this is a game they are playing, a game of chess, whereby you lure your opponent where he is thinking he is going to win, and the next thing, checkmate. These guys, these guys are preparing these guys to protect their milk industry, which is Nigeria, which is election. That is why during the election, they let them out. If we lose, you people will not have chance to get all this money. So it's chop I chop. Babangida government, chop I chop. So these, you will see that they are working hand in hand. That is why they are ready to die just to carry a ballot paper. That is why they are ready to kill anybody to make sure that their candidate win, because they are protecting their honey pot. That is what is happening. So it's not a surprise thing to me. I know that Lagos, when I left the country, before I left, I knew that Lagos is uh, Aboro society. So it's not, forget when they say Aboro, never you think that it's only Yorubas that are doing the Aboros. There are Igbos in the Aboros, there are Edos, there are the Southerners.
No, no,
It's
Lagos
not
is no
only
man's land,
Lagosian.
as they say. But
Yes.
it's
So
just because no longer, I personally, I won't speak for anybody else, but no longer will I disparage an Agbero and just dismiss them out of hand, because I know that they can,
Mm-mm.
they can buy me on that spot just from the change in their pocket. They buy a ticket for 100 naira and sell it for 1,500. And look at that. Not even Warren Buffett can come up with that formula of our money making. But let's go to a different formula of money making, to the labor unions, just because I want to push things on, because I want to hear from Celibis and Beer, of course. So the Chris Ngige, blowing hard and talking tough, rather than using cotton wools and soft tones with the doctors. I will stop your salary and your pension, is his pushback at the doctors, who are only asking for what is already agreed. So what is he up to, Chris Ngige? That's our fella that is always talking tough.
The thing is that these guys, they have pocketed the country. They believe they can do anything and get away with it. That is their mentality.
Have we got you? I think we are. I think we may. I think he may well have frozen. But thank you, Kingsley. We'll come back to you again, maybe when your system unfreezes. But we go on to Celibase. But before we go on to Celibase, let me acknowledge Plenty Waters super chat. It says, as a Lagosian, so apparently he is a Lagosian too, just like Alexander Gomez. So he says, as a Lagosian, the so-called Agberos are in some ways heroes of Lagos due to the incapacity of the state government to produce transportation that will cover the population. So this is what Plenty Water is saying via his super chat. He's saying, as a Lagosian, the so-called Agberos are in some ways heroes of Lagos due to the incapacity of the state government to provide transportation that will cover the population. So thank you for that, but I disagree entirely with that, because the Agberos don't provide transportation. They're just
one man, can I
yeah,
interject? That guy
yeah, go on.
he doesn't understand what he's chatting there. I
And he
don't think
claims to
he
be a
said it.
Lagosian. He's not a
And he said
Lagosian
he's
if
a
he doesn't know what
Lagosian.
an Agbero is.
So he's
Eh?
supporting Agbero. That's what it means.
Hmm.
How does Agbero support transportation? They don't support any. They are not. They are not the one that own the transport.
Hmm.
They are just criminals
Oh, yeah, they
that is
just bust
backed
up
by the
touts.
government.
Yeah.
Yes, to go and extort money from transporter. Come on, you call yourself a Lagosian and you don't really understand what is going
This
on
is
in
the
Lagos.
opportunity to
These are
beat him
fake.
back,
These are
Abby.
fake.
Eh?
These are
Eh?
fake Lagosians. These are fake Lagosians that support
At last,
criminals to destroy that Lagos. I don't know when he was born. Supposed to know when Lagos was Lagos,
it was.
where
It
everything works.
sounds like a young
When
man.
water runs 24 hours.
Yes.
Water runs 24 hours. When I attended a very good school in Lagos, right from elementary school. This guy is talking nonsense.
Yes. Yeah, I
Get
think the
out from
Lagos
here,
can.
man.
No. I know you are using the opportunity to flog him back, because he's always flogging you. But I
He's
thank you.
talking, he's chatting nonsense here.
Okay, okay.
All this new generation that they don't even understand what it means to I mean, they don't understand the state
But
that they
no,
have
no.
destroyed this Lagos.
Adale Koko, they are entitled to their opinion too, even the new generation. But I thank you. For reasons of time, let me push it on to the posh celibes in a palatial mansion, as you just pointed out, Adale Koko. So to the posh celibes with their silky tones, Sally, good to see you. Your thoughts. You know what the talking points are. The Lagos economy, the Agbero economy rather, which is generating a lot of controversy. The infighting in the APC, who gets control of it, and Chris Ngige talking tough. So just brief comments on those, just for reasons of time. Good to see you, Celibes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to be here. I've been listening to you all a couple of for days now. I've been listening and just trying to follow the trend. But I always come to one conclusion. You know, we don't like it when Kano says that, you know, that's the zoological republic. We take offense to that. But the truth is, in reality, we are worse than even a zoo, because even in a zoo there's a time when you have to feed the animals, even if you feed them once a day. But there's a time you just can't allow the animals to roam anyhow, you know, without food. So all that is playing out in Nigeria are all these what would I call them now, that have been, you know, metaphors that have actually been put forward, are actually all coming to play from one drama to the other drama. Be it Kogi's harvest, be it things fall apart. These are our trajectories. And what is annoying me is that we are actually the younger ones. Even though we are older, but we are actually the younger generation. But the people in position fail to see how they are running the country aground. You know, this Agberos thing, okay. It's not only in Lagos, it's in Port Harcourt, it's in Imo, it's in all the states. Because that's what the governors, they create these Agberos like a backup for when they want to go for election or whatever, or when they want to put in their candidate, even after they have exhausted their own time. When they want to put in their candidate, they need these Agberos to come. And the Agbero scenario is a nuisance, actually. It's a nuisance of people who are basically thug-like, who want to fight, who want to put things in place, who want to exude their powers without any necessarily established authority of governance or government. So we are playing out more and more to the gallery as a banana republic. As a banana republic, because there's no rule of law, you know. I mean, can you imagine somebody who is a governor at the same time is standing in as the chairman of the whole ruling party, not ordinary party, not a young
Is that
child.
not even a conflict of interest? Can you not say an
Very,
inherent
very,
conflict?
very big conflict of interest. And this thing is playing out even in the two parties, because if you look at PDP too, they've got their own. Do you understand? That's my party, I know, but then look at what is playing out there. It's all a game. It's just a game. And it's a game. The only time I saw this kind of rottenness is in England, was the last election, where I know that Jeremy Corbyn was giving some really hard knocks at Boris Johnson, when Boris Johnson decided to prorogue the parliament. And it went, I mean, a young person, a young able woman like any of us stood and took this matter to court. And in the end, he was disgraced. He may not have suffered a lot of
Okay,
loss.
sorry, Sally. Speak to all the points. I'm just going to take like a couple minutes. So just
Yeah,
speak all
because the
points.
point I'm trying to say is that in any civilized society, which is what we all aspire to be, and I hate to say that we are not civilized people, because I think we are, you know, going back into my own background and my own ethnicity, where I come from, my roots, I feel that we are all very civilized people. But we've now allowed the rogues to take over, and these rogues are the one that is making the hell, you know, for us in that Nigeria. Hence, we had to fall back to people like Nnamdi Kanu, who can actually come out to speak their voices, and people like Sunday Igboho, who come out and try and stand for the people. People are looking for somebody, just like Jesus. They are looking for somebody to lean to be able to cross to the other side, you know, to cross that sea. But we are not seeing it, because then these people look at, okay, you're talking about, you are trying to excuse Osinbajo, that he's a decent man, he's well learned, and so on and so forth. So if he's well learned and he's a decent man and so on, I saw Javid, what's his name? Javid, what's his name again? The new health secretary. I saw him resign his position when he felt that this other guy was coming up and giving up all these what's his name again, the same one who has been going on now hitting at Boris Johnson. I saw that he actually resigned his position when things were getting too dirty. He resigned. And then later they brought him back again. So why is it that Osinbajo cannot resign? What will he really lose? Do you know that if Osinbajo should resign today, he will be the hero of Nigeria? He should resign and say, look, if this is the way you want to play this thing, I can't take it anymore. I'm a decent man. I'm a Christian. I come from a background where I have to respect humanity. And all that is going on here is playing out as is all criminal. That's playing out. And so I cannot hold on to this anymore. I want to resign to save Nigeria. Do you know that everybody will be so excited and they will believe that at least we have a father? But right now we have no father. We're just roaming about like, orphans. Whichever one we can link to, depending on how the situation catches up with us, that's what we're going to link to, because we have to survive one way or the other. And so the whole situation and the whole thing about Nigeria is just an absolute mess. And every single, like Ajani Koko was very right when he said that even Obasanjo, was it? I can't remember who said that. Obasanjo also destroyed OD, went to OD, women, children, and all that were killed. They had nothing to do with the militants and all that.
Who told you that? Why are you trying to pin?
I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it. I have the case study of that, and I'm aware of exactly what Obasanjo did at OD. I have been to OD myself. I went house to house. I went there.
Did they not go there to quell rioting?
Oh no! I didn't go there for rioting. I was invited
not
there.
You, but Obasanjo. Did Obasanjo not go there to quell rioting?
There was no rioting. The whole thing, that the way that this militancy has played out has got nothing to do with the women. We don't know anything the men are planning. We don't know, because we have a culture whereby we're just behind. The children are behind. They just go, they do whatever, the boys do whatever they want to do. Now, was it fair now to go there and slash, rape women, rape girls, beat them up, bring the soldiers, the same soldiers we're talking about? The whole thing was really catastrophic. So we cannot continue to be making excuses for these people. And what's happening, they're benefiting a lot from these excuses that we make. We call a spade, right? These people are adults. They're like my father's age. And look at them, how they're playing. Now, we don't even know who is the leader of APC. And PDP too is having the same thing. Look at it. Is it not dirty to you? Is it not stinking and smelly to you? Is it not?
All right. Thank you, Sally. Have you spoken on the Ngige situation?
It's the same thing. Ngige is a lawyer, is a doctor. And then again, he sees all what these Nigerian doctors are going through. He makes an agreement with them that this and that will be paid out. Nothing has been paid out. These guys are still suffering. They need to find their way to work. They need to survive to be able to even be physically strong
Even
enough
a doctor
to carry out.
should not be surviving. A doctor should be flourishing after all that money and time spending learning medicine. You shouldn't be survival level person. You should be an elite, for the importance of your position. And these people are asking for the basics. You are telling them you won't pay them their salary. Just they must do the process.
Nigeria is just a two-line. Is the elites, the so-called elites, they call themselves very illiterate people, calling themselves, they are illiterate because it's not about reading and writing that makes you literate. They're illiterate about worldview. They're illiterate about what's going on in other spheres where we're supposed to be able to bring our country and be the greatest, the giant of Africa. But you know what they're doing? They keep beating us like we're children. Even from me down, they're still beating us. Yet,
you know what frustrates me, Sally? These people, they are highly educated people and they do know the right. You cannot tell me that Ngige doesn't know the right thing to do, or Fashola, or Shibanjo, or people like that. They know the things to do, but yet they let this rot persist. So this is the frustration.
Because
Yeah.
one man, they are all Agberos. We are all living in a country of Agbero. Everybody has to build their own Agbero camp. If you don't build your Agbero camp, you will not survive Nigeria. You cannot go to Nigeria walking about like that anyhow. You have to build your own Agbero camp. Everybody's building their own Agberos camp, and these people have, they are the experts of Agberos, and those Agberos are basically, then tomorrow they will say, secessionists. if you're creating another government behind a government, what is that? Is that not a secession? That's a secession. But then they will come and say, oh, for me, I want to even sue Buhari, you know, to court in Nigeria if I have the power as a secessionist. Because he's a secessionist. He's the biggest secessionist of all times in that Nigeria. Because he is the one that is actually separating Nigeria, telling Nigeria that this is different and that is different. That is not, if he's going outside the constitution to do things, to manufacture things, to make it easy for his own people, then he's a secessionist. And this is what we all should get up and put money together and take Buhari to court as a secessionist, as a
we have to do that internationally, not within Nigeria.
Within Nigeria or wherever we'll take him, we'll research it. If it's we're going to have to go to international court, we have to come to the British courts, or we have to go to the American courts, or we have to go to Nigerian courts as well to sue him as a secessionist, because he is the biggest secessionist of all times. Nigeria has never been so divided, whereby we're always together and doing things. Since this man came, he has shown us that we are not part of Nigeria. And everybody is saying, I'm telling you, this is what I'm saying. I just got my Nigerian passport anyway, thank God. But everybody is saying, even in that place, people are saying,
look at that.
people were,
hold on, does that not nullify everything you said?
no, everybody that came out of that Nigerian High Commission with their passport will do like this. They will come like this. They will show it on the sky. They will say, this is my last Nigerian passport.
Yes.
A lot of people were doing that, were carrying out that ritual.
Just
so
an,
we are going far.
Sorry, Sally. Just as an aside, did you see the when the protesters went to protest Buhari at the wherever he is, and then they called the police?
I saw it.
Is that not the most ridiculous?
But if
thing?
police were sympathetic, they were
And then
listening to
the
them.
police went. They heard what the people were saying, and the people were saying, "Look, we're just exercising our right to demonstrate." And then the police said, "Okay, fair enough," and they left.
Yeah.
So that is it. Just the ridiculous.
It's a simple, it doesn't matter what the
Yeah.
British plan is behind us.
Yeah.
On the outside, they have to show, some kind of, civility. Nigeria has failed to even show just the face of civility. We failed in we failed our athletes. We disgraced our athletes. These youngsters went all that way. They can't even perform. Everything has failed. So what more are we going to do? To be honest, one man, this program, we're just going about opening our pains, the pains that is hitting all of us. Now we should be changing this program to what exactly we're going to do. Because I want us to sue Buhari.
Well, no, the platform is open to all suggestions. What
Yeah.
we're doing is it's a daily review of the Nigerian situation. So it's
I know,
pretty
but it's
much
painful.
like a news broadcast, but it's an open platform. So anybody that has any solutions to matters should just bring them forward.
Call all this your IPOB members and all of us. All of us. We have to sue Buhari as a
But
secessionist.
the IPOB are already having some joy in America under the Leahy law, trying to prevent the Americans from sending any further weaponry to
They should
Buhari.
not. They should not send any more weapons. Instead of that, let's fight with hands.
Yes,
So that we'll know who is strong. They should not send any more weapons to Nigeria,
And they're
because
fighting
apart from that, okay, one man, look at how much we've lost. All those our aircrafts are crashing. Is it not our money from the Niger Delta? We're using the little petrol that is remaining there to buy these aircrafts, and then they're just busy going up and down, crashing them. It's money. It's costing us, and we're suffering. People can't even eat. People are suffering so much. Honestly, Nigeria, it's time for us to really. I think Remy Osinbajo should resign, and just to prove a point, he should get up, resign. You see how people will follow him.
I think it's only Kemi Adeosun that we've ever seen do that in the history of Nigeria, to resign from a position. Almost impossible. But thank you, Sally. Before we go on to Bia to have the final word, Plenty Water has joined us.
One man, I want to just to be quick and then bounce out, if you don't mind.
Okay, then go on then. If you're going to be brief, because as Plenty Water was going to be brief as well, but you go first then if you're in a hurry.
I'm going to take my time, but I won't spend too much time.
Okay, so he just wanted to address a particular topic, so let him have his go.
Okay.
And then you can round it off. So Plenty Water to you.
Thank you so much, Bia. I appreciate that. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Carry on.
Hello. I greet everyone. Celebi.
Don't start a fight with Ajanle Kokodo. I know
No,
you've
no,
come here to
that's my
fight. Don't
baba.
start a fight.
That is my baba. So,
Uh-huh.
actually, he's always ending up agreeing with me because what he's saying now about Agberos was what I was trying to point out to him when he was talking about Shure. But I'll digress a little bit. Uh, NURTW is a private citizen association union. It has nothing to do with Lagos State government, and people usually confuse NURTW for MTA. MTU, that's the Motor Transport Union, which can summon NURTW, it can summon the Eastern buses, it can summon Okada, it can summon the taxi motor park. So in Lagos State itself, people don't even know they can start their own union. Of course, it's going to result to a fight. That's why I made the example for about Kunle Poli in Idumota. It was not a member of NURTW. It was not remitting to NURTW until he became APC member. So APC is the one causing the confusion and spreading NURTW, empowering them as if they are like a national motor union. MTU is the actual national motor union. I don't know if anyone is understanding what I'm saying. So NURTW was
Not
actually
really.
registered as a
Not
private
really.
company.
For reasons that we are not
I'll go for that.
Agberos.
I'll go for that. NURTW was actually initially registered as a private company by MKO Abiola. Ajale Koko, you don't have to argue with me now. Just go and find out.
No, I've actually removed him from the screen a little bit because I don't want you guys starting a fight
So
because I
what
want
they
to
are
round
trying to
off.
do is, in fact, on March 1st, Akeredolu, what did he do? He suspended NURTW and one other union called RTEAN, the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria. You can form your union, but of course, if you form your union, there will be fights. So that was what I was trying to explain to Ajalen Koko, that Showore supporter cannot survive between Ikeja to Jibowu, because there are many bus stops there that NURTW, the Agberos, that have cutlasses that fight for their bus stops there, and they are APC members. That was what I was trying to explain to Ajale Koko then, but now it's going back to my point. So all these unions are not the actual major union. The Lagos State motto is BRT. That's with the government. But NURT, if you don't have money and you want to make money, you can get a bus, and you need 2 passport photo and 2 reference from anybody that's a member of NURTW, and you'll be allowed to queue in the car park to take passengers. It's private, so it's just like even in Badagry, there was no NURTW then. They were just doing their own thing, but they formed a union and they were empowered by APC. They were empowered by APC. So when you talk about MCOLU, you're talking about a private citizen running a private company. Do you get what I'm saying? So he just have just the way we say Dangote is paddy with the government. That's the same way MCOLU too, as a private citizen running a private union.
All right, thank you.
Plenty collaboration with APC.
We get your point, but
Yes.
we might not necessarily
You mean
agree.
it? Hold on.
Hold on. I want to shut it down. So yeah,
no, just one. I'm not saying much. It's just like the relationship between Abba Kayari and Hush Puppy. Is that it?
Yeah, you can
look
say
at that. You have
come
to
on, my darling.
You can say that.
What a corrupt country.
But that's the
you have
fact.
to always put Ojoro into
Let's
it.
shut it down, man.
See,
let's go, Ojoro. It's
man, let me give you a good example.
No, please. I want to round off. So
let me just
make it brief.
Let me just give you this.
Hello, Bia. I've not heard from you.
If you have enough empowered people,
I've been really.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Bia, please just give me just few seconds.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
If you have empowered people, strong men that can fight for you, you can take over Ikoyi and be running the transportation and start it one-man union. Then you now have to talk to government.
That, knowing the amount of money that is available.
How they operate. Yes. It's not like they are part of the government structure in Lagos State, or it's the private stuff.
All right.
So that's just about it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Salibi. Thank you, Bia.
Yeah, thank you. Plenty
water. Don't go yet. But you need to be you need to be connected to make it. That's all I'm saying. You need to be connected to make it as an Agbero.
I just wanted him to, because he wanted to come and make that point, but I was looking to shut it down. So just up to you now, Bia. Just your thoughts.
Yeah, I wasn't attacking him. I was just trying to say you need to be connected to even actually
No, I
be an
didn't want him
Agbero.
to start a conversation that would then extend. But
Take time.
yeah, thank
Okay.
you. Yeah. Go on.
Sorry, Sally B. I was busy. Yeah. Um, about where should I start from? The
You can
Agberos?
start. Yeah, you can start from the Agberos since you are already on that topic.
I would like the EFCC to open a book on the Agberos, just like the way they've been going about, harassing the young men whose haircuts look a bit, unpopular to them, or their trousers are pulled down, or they're on a very, flashy cars. They should try as
Well, they're
well.
Yahoo boys. When you are driving a flashy car and you have
Yeah, that's
no.
what I'm saying. I'm saying crime is crime. They should extend their legacy to the Agberos that are making billions, because in the olden days, how many Agberos made billions? That's all I'm saying. So you need to be highly connected to see that money. And I don't believe that all Agberos are making that so-called billion. There are specific ones that are making that sort of money. So in Nigeria, there is room for a corrupt growth in business and other things. So if they need to do their job very well, EFCC, I call on you now to rise up and then look into the Agberos, or how is it called? Agberos in all around Nigeria, if they are making millions or billions.
Including
But
the ones
to the
in
good
the.
to the good Agberos, hands up
Yeah.
to you. I salute you, because I still believe that in the midst of bad eggs, there could be good ones. So I'm not going to generalize. I'm sure there will be good ones amongst them that are just hustling.
Okay,
But
brilliant.
Nigeria gives them room to be corrupt. Something like that.
All right, thank you. To the Chris
And
Ngige and his fight with the doctors. Chris Ngige and his fight
Person
with it.
Ngige, he's
Yeah.
just a person that is not practicing what he preaches. He's a doctor himself, if I'm not mistaken, and he should understand that you need to earn to survive in Nigeria, especially in this difficult difficult situation that most people are in Nigeria now. When you are in the position of helping others to save lives, you should be rewarded handsomely. Even the money they're paying the doctors in Nigeria is so awful and poorly, and not to talk of how he's now punishing them, going back on his words. They should sue him to court if they can, but I believe the justice system in Nigeria is already, corrupt. So I don't think they will get anywhere. Any voice that is standing up for the truth in Nigeria would be shut down, including their voices. So I really feel for them, and that's why we are having most of the best doctors and academicians, literates leaving Nigeria, to go to other countries in the West to practice and enrich and improve their lives. So he needs to, buckle up and do the right thing, stand by his words. Otherwise, he's not fit to be in that position.
All right, thank you. And
And as
to the
for apart,
battle between Malami and Buni on one side and Osinbajo on the other, the vice president finding his mojo suddenly.
anyways, I think there is so much more. There is how far you can push a man to the wall, and suddenly they may wake up from their sleep. It's like a sleeping dog is still a dog, regardless. And you go, pinching the dog will turn around and back or do something. So he's taking a lot, and he's hearing maybe possibly whispers from all corners that he needs to stand up for his position. Suddenly, now that Buhari is away, he's beginning to you know remember that he's got wings and he can flap the wings. So kudos to him. I don't think he should resign, because I believe these Fulanis in power are bullies. You don't run away from bullies. You stay there and you know do the right thing, fight for your position, and be extremely strict. Do the right thing, and don't let them overshadow you. Even if they want to kill you, they will still kill you in or outside office. That's what I believe. Just stay there, do the right thing. Whatever happens, that's it.
All right, thank you, Bia. So, thank you, Bia and Celibis. So I'm just going to clear the deck now and then give the final word to that now this new voice. So we were about to shut down, but I always just as a tradition take on new voices. So let's hear from you, Umwabuize Annie. So Umwabuize, how are you?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Good evening. So, to the talking points, the vice president taking on the power brokers in the north, Chris Ngige, holding the Koboko to the doctors and the Agbero economy in Lagos State, 123 billion naira annually. So, to all of that, just very brief comments because I was about to shut down before you came in. So, to you.
Okay. Maybe uh, talking about Osinbajo taking on Malami and the
Yeah,
house and the
Bookies. Yeah.
Fulani Cabals. Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe he has just realized that there is no way out after all. And if you are going to die, you die standing on your feet rather than kneeling down. The Fulani people are not the people you have to show cowardice towards. Just like my sister said, they are bullies and you don't run away from bullies. But what I think that was holding Osibanjo back from fighting all along is the kind of loyalty he has for his godfather, Tinubu. Had it been that Tinubu backed him all those while he was having problem, I don't think that they will be pissing on him for, for a very long time. But when the time in the past when he was quiet and when he was cowering in the presence of these Fulani people, I think it was because of the quiet of the silent voice of the Southerners that made him to be quiet. I know Tinubu has intention of running for the office, and I could remember, is it 2016 or 17, there about that time way back when Obasanjo traveled, he used that opportunity to sack the DSS boss. What was the name of that man again? I have forgotten. And did a little,
Mamandaura.
yeah, Mama Daura, and did a little bit of magic to bring up the the value of naira against the dollar. Then people started liking him that time. They had to cage him. They had to cage him. So they are not giving him the chance they gave him that time again. But if Tinubu gave him a backing then, that will cancel out the opportunity and popularity for Tinubu to run in 2023 because people um, have started liking Osibanjo that time. So had it been that Tinubu stood behind him, that will cancel out the popularity of Tinubu before. But what I'm seeing now with Osibanjo is that he just know that there is no way for him again. If it is going to be like this, I might as well fight back. That's what I see, and I understand in his case.
All right, thank you. And to the Agberos in Lagos.
You are talking about the economy of the Agberos in Lagos amounting up to 120 something billion dollars, right?
Yeah, 123. Yeah.
Yes, it can even be bigger than that. That is a kind of illegal taxation because if you look at in all these developed countries where there is accountability, there are not too much arboros or something like that. But there are ways those money and proper road workers are earning that revenue to the purse of the government. You understand?
Mm.
There are ways the money, the revenue these arboro in Lagos are making in civilized like now in Malaysia where I am. I think in every 10 kilometers there is what is it called in Lagos again? In every 10 kilometers there is a toll gate,
Mm.
and any public transport you are entering, you have a ticket. The driver is paying for his parking place in the bus parks, and they are employed workers by the government. So the money they are generating is going directly into the account of the government, and it is helping the economy of the country. It is not like it is in Nigeria, where it is a gang something, and at the end of the day, they give the government small cut and they share the rest on their own. So that's my own take. But
Oh, oh,
if it can be done in such a way that proper people are employed to do this Agberos work and they are paid, then the rest of the revenue is going into the government purse. It will better the economy, I think.
I agree. Thank you for that. Good to hear from you, Uabuize. And sorry, it's short lived because you came in at the tail end of the session, and I was just about to shut it down. But you came in, and I know that we've not heard your voice before, so I just said I'll make that space, and I'm glad I did. Thank you for your contribution, and hope we see you again. Enjoy the rest of your day. So that has been the session. Mwabuize, a new name to conjure with in the space. Talent spotting is what we're doing here. It's an open mic session, as I said. I put the hyperlink on the screen. I present the talking points, and I invite you to click on that hyperlink to come and give expression to your thoughts. That is the formula. That is what we do here. This is the innovation of your friendly neighborhood Oyalafi man, i.e., myself. So, this is what we're doing. So, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It gets very controversial, it gets very opinionated, sometimes it even gets ethnic, but hopefully we come together at the end. That is what we do. A family gathering of all of the nationalities that makes up the space called Nigeria. This is what the platform facilitates for. So be part of that family by clicking on that subscription button, and then of course you are in, and then the notification bell as well. Twice a day we usually go in the evenings, almost guaranteed, and we have these afternoon sessions fairly regularly too. So plenty of space for you to give vent to your thoughts, and I am that enabler for that venting. So as I stumble over my words, I say my goodbye here, and I go back to the Eastern Quarters to close it off with the Holy Holy song. But here I say peace.
Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Getting moving right, moving faster. Now freedom. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 holy.